Alright, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. Unfortunately, school starts for me in a couple weeks, so I need to get a few projects done. I can do some during the school year, but especially at the beginning, I get super busy. Just wanted to update both my Ginseng Ficus. If you go back through the playlist, I kind of over-explained it a couple times, and I am trying to talk a little less in these videos, but I still call them my Ginseng Ficus, even though there is no such thing as that. It is 90% of them are Ficus Microcarpa, grafted to Ficus Microcarpa. I guess some are not grafted, but all the ones I've seen are, so I just kind of assume that they are. I'd probably never buy another one, but since I have these, keeping them interesting and everything. This one, actually both of them I got in early 2019. I got introduced to bonsai with the seed kit Christmas of 2018, and then after I planted the seeds, I kind of realized that it was going to be years before I could really do much with them. So I kind of went a little hog wild buying, things from Walmart, Home Depot, basically things that were on sale all the time and everything. So I got a couple of these, spammed me with a few pictures. I did have this in a really low flat pot at one point. I think it was a really good idea, and it was going to look pretty cool in that and everything. But that got kind of upended in a hurricane, and I had to do an emergency repot, and then it just kind of got funky and to where it wasn't really ever going to force it back in there. Kind of wish I would have had a pot maybe just like a hair bigger than that, but instead I just decided that I'd allow it to build up some more health in a deeper training pot. I see that that's mostly off the camera there, but in a little bit of a deeper training pot. I don't really have much planned for today, but when these trees do start getting a little older, you'll start noticing, or when it's been a little while since you give them a hard prune, and I do see a lot of people panic about this too. You can see here on this leaf, it's got a burn mark, and then some, like a bunch of these just older leaves. I don't really have much color left. They're kind of yellowing and everything. It's definitely not fall yet, but the light is getting a little less. It's towards the end of July here, and the light does get less and less and less. And so what I'd like to do with this, I've noticed about 2 or 3 maybe crossing branches on the inside, and then I'm just going to go ahead and take off just some of the bigger interior leaves. Another little note about defoliation. I see a lot of new people get trees like this, and sometimes when you're not sure what to do, everybody wants to defoliate them all the time. I mean, honestly, if you're not sure what to do, what you should do is just let it grow for a while. And you'll notice when I am not even calling it, I'm calling this maybe a selective defoliation, in that I'm just getting some really interior ones, the older ones that I notice are yellowing or burning or anything like that. And you'll notice that I'm going to leave quite a bit on here, and just I do want it to let it just kind of get one last good growth spurt before the winter, and then probably give it a hard prune next spring sometime. Alright, and that's about all I really want to do with this guy for the day. Just kind of clean it up a little bit. Right at the beginning there, one of the things I was trying to point out when I was talking about the burnt look of leaves is I do see a lot of people give advice when they have a leaf like that and the rest of the tree is healthy, and other people tell them, oh, put it in the shade. This tree is in about 10 hours of Florida sun every day, just unfiltered, gets it right on there, plenty of health. And then it's especially now, like I said, once the time gets a little bit shorter here and everything, there'll be a little less, and there'll be a little less burnt leaves. Should get a nice little growth spurt, and the fresh leaves don't burn as quickly as the older leaves do anyway, so it'll be fine. And then now you can kind of even see here, it's one of the reasons why this is very hard to make a very neat bonsai out of and everything, is there's like 6 grafts on this, and this one, and then like this one are all really strong, and those are the ones that have come out and gotten aerial roots on their own, and especially this one, and that one is actually the strongest. And then there's like 3 here in the middle that like really are kind of weak, but if you took them out, it would be so bare. I did take out, when I brought it in initially, there was 2 or 3 crossing branches I saw down here. I took them out, and then also on top, I noticed a couple of the tallest branches had, you might be able to see it, yeah, you guys can see it right there. Like this one, I cut this one off just simply because it had a growth coming out of the top a little bit taller than what's right here, and then 2 new growth, growing tips and branches there coming out, if you will. So what I did is I just took out the tallest one, kind of evened it up a little bit. I'm going to go grab the other one. This one's plenty healthy, but I do think the other one looks much, much better. Alright, and then we got this guy. And again, just as healthy as the other one. I've been working a lot more, so you can tell the leaves are a lot smaller. Got a little leaf reduction going on and everything. I did just get wire on this guy in February, and the wire is still on. I can see it biting in some places, so I'm going to get that off today. I'm going to go ahead and just shoot some pictures of this guy too here. Again, got it around the same time as the other one. I had it in that ceramic white pot. I probably just still left it in there, other than the pot broke. I had to get it out of there, and I didn't really have another good pot for it that was deep enough for the rock. This rock goes pretty much almost to the bottom of this pot here. If you watch the video of when I did repot it in here, this pot is kind of old, actually cracked a little bit when I was putting it in there. So what I'll do now is probably just leave it in here until the pot probably comes close to disintegrating on me and everything. I am going to give this one a light prune. I like to go ahead and keep what I've got. If it wasn't for the wire on there, what I would probably do is probably just try to hedge off some of the strongest growing tips here. Try to get a nice little canopy going, but the wire is on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the wire off, and then I'm going to try to do that. Taking the wire off is extremely tedious and boring. One day I might try to get my camera set up where maybe I can record putting the wire on. I'm no expert. That's one of the reasons why I don't do it. The other reason I don't do it is it's hard to get the camera set up like that. But to take the wire off, I'm definitely going to have the camera off, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that off and come back here in a second. Alright, the wire's off there. Now I'm going to go through and just kind of do some selective pruning. Again, just straight up branches, straight down branches, and then just any unwanted little twigs. Alright, and so the plan will be to just let this guy grow out freely. Probably until, that wire was on here from what, February to late January, or late January, what am I thinking, late July. But that's how long the wire was on this time, so maybe next February or March, go ahead and get in here and it'll all be bushed out again, obviously, and go in and clean it up and maybe get some more wire on it. I think I got the wire off like just in time. I don't know if you guys can see a couple little scars, but it really didn't bite in too terribly bad. And again, with just the fact that it is one of the grafted Ficus Microcarpas, this one also has, this one's kind of actually left with like 3 grafts. I think I took off a 4th one in that last video. It's either that or the one before it. There's one here which then has like 3 big branches coming off of it. One here with basically 3 smaller branches coming off of it. And then just this one down lower that just has 1. With the rate of growth, actually I think there was a little branch right here. But with the rate of growth on these, they really will, especially around the graft point, kind of grow over some of those scars pretty quickly. There's still evidence that it's there, but you can't really see the chop all that well or anything. But anyhow, let this go for a while and revisit it again. And